everyone, welcome to this banjo lesson. We're going to be going over the song Hang Me, Oh Hang Me. I've heard it called All Around This World. It was requested by one of my patrons. If you'd like to request a lesson, you can check out the link in the description and head over to my Patreon, and please reach out if you have any questions. I always do a video and a tab to go along with the lesson, so just let me know if there's anything you'd like to see, and I'm happy to put it together for you. This song, Hang Me, Oh Hang Me, was requested. The version requested was off my album, Honey Baby. You can find a link below to the song on like Spotify and Bandcamp. Put a YouTube link as well. And if you want to get it in your ear, I'm also going to play through it too. But I learned this song listening. Well, I saw that movie Inside Llewyn Davis whenever it came out. And I went home and picked up a guitar and just was like, I'm going to figure out how to play this. And that's honestly how I started playing folk music. So I'm really happy to get to share this song with you. It's a pretty song, a sad song. Dave Von Ronk's version, if you haven't heard it, I'll put a link to that as well, is beautiful. So I'm going to play through it, and then let's go over how to play it. So here we go. Yeah, that's a beautiful tune. I normally keep up about 4 frets when I play this song, like on the album, but for this video, we're just going to be in C tuning, C tuning, and just playing a standard. So for that tuning, our drone string is a G, our bass note's a C, then we got G, C, D, and when you strum it, our starting chord shape for this tune, we're going to start on a C chord. And all that is for this song, I like to use my middle finger for the C chord. Just place it on the 2nd fret of that D string, and that gives you a real pretty chord right there. And that's going to be kind of our starting place. And this melody, we're going to be hammering onto that G string on the 2nd fret quite a bit. So that's a very common little refrain or lick that we're going to have throughout this tune. Now, this verse that we're going to go through matches the melody of the singing quite a bit. Not always, but knowing how this song goes, maybe listening to Dave Von Ronk's version, listening to my version can help you get that melody in your head. And please follow the tab along, because that'll help you kind of figure out where these licks fall and the kind of syncopation that goes with them. So to start, I'm just on that C chord. I like to do a bum diddy, drop thumb diddy, so that gives you the feeling of... And my bum is hitting that open G string, so I get bum diddy, and then we do the drop thumb diddy, so thumb diddy, so we got bum diddy, thumb diddy, bum diddy, thumb diddy, bum diddy, thumb diddy, and that thumb is going to be on the open C string just above the G. So and sometimes instead of a drop thumb, I like to do an up strum, so the feel's a little different, and you can either use a drop thumb or an up strum throughout the song whenever we have these drop thumb spots. And that up thumb just sounds like... basically all we're doing instead of drop thumbing is we're strumming up with the thumb. And I have another video linked below kind of going over that technique a little bit more. But anyway, to start, we're just going to vamp there as we get ready to play the verse. And so the first little measure that we're going to play is we're going to play that open G string and do a bum diddy. So, and then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to hammer onto the second fret, keep our middle finger where it is, and hammer onto the second fret of the G string. So we start with our first bum diddy. We're going to hammer on our next bum diddy. We're going to start by hammering onto the second fret and bum diddying. So we get, there you go. That's the first measure. From there, you can use whatever finger you like. I actually like to cross over with my middle finger to our bass string. We're going to go from the second fret and slide up to the fourth fret. And we're going to do a little walk where we go 4, 2, 0, diddy. So, and on that diddy, we're going to go back to our C chord again, because strumming that open, we don't really like how the D sounds there. So we want to always make sure if we're playing all the chords that we're playing one of our, if we're playing all the strings, we want to play one of our chords. So that little intro starts with the 2 bum diddies. So again, we have bum, diddy, hammer, diddy, 4, 2, 0, diddy. There you go. That's the first 2 lines. So the next measure, we're going to play our F chord. And the shape of our F chord is we're going to take our index finger, place it on the second fret of the G string where we hammered on before. And we're going to take, I use my ring finger, you can use whatever finger you want, fret the third fret on the D string. When we strum that, we get this nice chord, this F chord. It actually doesn't have an F note in it, I think. Oh no, it does. I'm just kidding. Not a music theory lesson. But anyway, for this next measure, we're going to start by hitting the open G string and hammering on our whole F chord. And it kind of rings out that third fret, or the third fret. Even though you're not playing it, you still kind of get a little bit of that sound, so you can hear the chord being implied. So we're going to hammer on our F chord, diddy. Okay, so the sound we get is... And now from there, we're going to play the open C string, the middle one, the G string that we got the second fret. So that little measure starts with the hammering on the F and then the 2 notes. So from there, we're going to go right back to our C chord. So after we hit that second fret on the G string, we're going to play open and bum diddy, and we're going to play our C chord. You can either drop thumb or you can do an up thumb. So the sound we end up getting for that little F chord section is... And when I switch back from the F chord to the C chord, I'm not just taking the F chord off. So part of the reason why I use my ring finger here and not my middle finger to play my F chord is that when I go from the F chord to the C chord, I actually change my fretting. Instead of just taking the F chord off, I just put down my middle finger, and now I'm playing a C chord. Check that out. So you can kind of just practice switching between those 2 chords. And then you get a nice, easy, nice, smooth transition between the 2. Got a little phone warning battery there, or battery warning there. All right, so after we hammer on that F chord, so let's play the very beginning of the song that we just played from the start. And now this next part, instead of C to F, we're going to go C, A minor to F. So we're going to start very similar to how the song started, with the open G bum diddy to the hammer on bum diddy. So just like the first measure. But from here, this shape that we're in right now with this index finger on the 2nd fret, that's our A minor chord. We're already there. So we've already established our A minor chord, which is where we're going for this next measure. And what I like to do is I start with a drop thumb right away on that open C string in between my 2 fingers, so the higher C string. So we end up with, we start with that C chord. So instead of a bum diddy, thumb diddy, we're doing a thumb diddy, bum diddy. So we end up with something like, let's do those, I'm gonna play those 2 measures a couple times just because, so you can feel that syncopation of it. Cool, so we got that. And from there, we're going to go to our F chord again and do that same little run that we just did before. So to start with that C chord. So actually, the only thing that's different between the first 4 measures and the second 4 measures is that we go to that A minor chord instead of doing our little... So really there's just one measure that's different between the 2. Again, following along with the tab, you can kind of follow along and see that. So that second section, I'll just play it slow one time all the way through, but we end up with... And for the final 4 bars that we're going to play, 4 measures that we're going to play, we're going to go C, A minor, C, A minor. So the first 2 measures are actually going to be exactly the same as the first 2 measures of this last part we played. So we end up with, we start with that C chord, hammer on, and then, so we're going to do that again. We're going to do our hammer on that C chord, and then the thumb diddy, bum diddy on that A minor chord. So that ends up sounding again like... And then we're going to go back to that C chord, do it again. But now we're going to do a little run. I learned this run actually, I believe, playing the tune, the Biscuits one. Now I'm forgetting. Oh, anyway, I've seen this, this little run happens in a lot of these C tuning songs. I think I played it Angeline the Baker, some other tunes like that. But we're gonna strike our high string that's fretted on the 2nd fret. So we end up with, that's the riff that we want to play. So to go back to that C chord, we have, cool. So what we're doing there is we hammered on it from our C chord. We are in our A minor chord, and we're going to do a bum diddy where we strike that high string. Sorry. In the bum diddy, on the diddy, we're just going to hit that high string again and then catch our drone. So it sounds like... Then we're going to take all of our fingers off. We're going to kind of run down the strings with a little drop thumb pattern where we're going to play the open D string with our nail, with our... and then with our thumb, we're going to play the open C string right above it. So, and then we're going to take, I use my middle finger, 2nd fret of that G string, and with my nail, I'm going to play that and pull off. So let's start with the first, because it's C, A minor, C, A minor. So we're going to do that again. We're going to go C, A minor, C to A minor. And now we're going to do a turnaround to end the song, or to end the verse. And we're going to take that G chord shape, so I use my middle and ring finger. I'm going to place 3rd fret of both of the C strings, and I'm going to do just a bum diddy. And we got some dissonance in there. It's a little weird. Play around with how you, if you want to hit all the strings, or you can just hit the first 2 strings, whatever kind of sounds good to you. Get a feel for it. But we're going to do a bum diddy. Then I'm going to slide down 1 fret to our G chord. And then we're back at C. So let's play real slow through the whole thing. You can play along with this as well. Again, I'm just in standard C tuning, so we're just going to start by vamping on that C chord. And then we're going to start. So that's our tune. That's the melody that you can play in between verses. I don't like to play that whole melody when I'm singing as well. A lot of the times when I'm playing banjo, I love to sing the melody. That's part of the reason I love playing the banjo. But I find that I like to sing this song different each time, whatever I'm feeling. So I just end up playing the chords, and with that kind of bum diddy, thumb diddy syncopation. So like. To just do that over the verse. The singing and the words of the song are beautiful, so I don't think there's any reason to muddy it up with playing the melody over it, but also do whatever you'd like. If you like how it sounds, then do it. So the last bit is I just like to end this song with the C7 chord. So when I do that turnaround, I do it a second time. Down the strings and back up. And then play that open C chord. So all we're doing there is our chord shape is we're going to, here I actually do put my index finger on the D string 2nd fret for our C chord. And then I take my middle finger and I put it on the 3rd fret of the G string, and we get. Gives it a good flavor to end the song. Yeah, so anyway, I hope that this video is helpful for you figuring out how to play this tune. Please feel free to throw any questions, comments below. I'm happy to provide other pointers or clarify anything that I might have missed or was confusing about. And yeah, make sure to download the tab for this tune. If you'd like to request a song, please head to my Patreon. Really appreciative of all you guys who are checking out these lessons and requesting them. It's awesome getting to hear feedback. And if you ever play these songs, please post them and tag me. I'm on Instagram as well, or other social media. So I'd love hearing your guys' versions of things. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely time frailing away. And yeah, have a good one.